Welcome to Storytell Kids.
It's a bright and sunny morning on Bird Island, and everyone is getting ready for the big bird carnival. The Blues Jake and Jim are in charge of one of the most important jobs, the balloons. They're having a blast, blowing up balloons of every color you can imagine. Bigger balloons mean more fun, chirps Jay, puffing his cheeks. Yeah, let's see how many we can tie together, adds Jake, grabbing a handful of strings. Let's make one huge balloon, shouts Jim, with a mischievous glint in his eye. So they huff and they puff and they blow until one balloon grows bigger and bigger and bigger until pop! The giant balloon explodes, sending all the smaller balloons soaring into the sky. Worse yet, their snacks and the carnival decorations are tied to the strings, flying away with them. Just then, Red arrives, looking less than thrilled. He puts his wings on his hips and shakes his head. What did I tell you three about no chaos before the carnival? The Blues just giggle nervously. They watch as the runaway balloons drift across the water, heading straight for Piggy Island. Without a second thought, they grab their trusty mini slingshot and launch themselves into the air, zipping after their precious cargo. They land with a soft thud, right in the middle of a piggy picnic. A piggy guard, munching happily on a cupcake, looks up and spots the colorful balloons floating down. Ooh, free party decorations. The king will love these. He snorts with delight. Hiding behind a bush, the Blues whisper in a huddle. Operation Balloon Rescue is a go. They try to be sneaky. They bounce behind barrels and roll under tables. But every time one of them gets close enough to grab a balloon, pop, another one bursts. Chaos erupts. Pigs start slipping on frosting, bumping into each other, and tumbling over picnic baskets. Through it all, the Blues can't help but giggle uncontrollably. The piggy guard, annoyed by the commotion, decides to gather all the remaining balloons. He ties them all together, creating a magnificent royal flying chair for himself. He plops down in his makeshift throne, ready to be celebrated. But the Blues have other plans. They leap into action, BOing, bouncing on trampolines to reach the chair. Jay grabs a toy horn and honks it right in the pig's ear, making him jump. While he's distracted, Jake expertly pops a few of the balloons, causing the chair to wobble. And for the grand finale, Jim quickly ties the pig's curly tail to one of the balloon strings. Suddenly, whoosh! The chair lurches, and the piggy guard is lifted into the air. Help! He squeals, dangling from the string. I didn't sign up for sky duty. As the pig floats away, the Blues expertly catch the remaining balloons and use them to fly safely back home, laughing the whole way. They return to Bird Island just in the nick of time. The balloons are a bit of a mess, covered in cupcake frosting and glitter, but they're back. The lovely Stella helps them clean everything up, and soon the carnival decorations are perfect. Red walks over, a small smile on his face. He lets out a long sigh. I'll admit, you three saved the day in your own messy way. The Blues puff out their chests, beaming with pride. They shout together, we're not messy. We're creative. Everyone shares a good laugh as the first fireworks of the carnival light up the night sky, filling the screen with a beautiful explosion of color and, of course, lots and lots of balloons. It just goes to show you, even when things go a little wrong, a bit of teamwork and a lot of creativity can always make things right again. Thanks for watching our adventure today, everyone, and welcome to our story time. Today, we're joining our favorite little pig, Peppa, on a very exciting day. It's a beautiful sunny day in Peppa Pig's world. The birds are singing, and the sky is filled with big, fluffy clouds. In the garden, Peppa and her little brother George are with Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig. They're all getting ready for something special, the village fair. Oink! I can't wait to go to the fair. Peppa squeals with delight. There will be ice cream, fun games, and bouncy castles. George, holding his favorite toy, shouts, Dinosaur, and waves it in the air. Daddy Pig chuckles. All right, everyone. Let's hop into our trusty red car. The fair won't wait forever. Giggling, they all pile into the car and drive off. singing their happy Peppa Pig family song all the way there. The fairground is a burst of color and excitement. Music is playing. Children are laughing and bright balloons are floating everywhere. Look! Peppa's friends are already here. Susie Sheep, Danny Dog, and Rebecca Rabbit are having a wonderful time. Hello, Peppa, calls Susie Sheep. Look, I've got a pink balloon. Peppa's eyes light up. Wow! I want one too, she exclaims. Peppa runs straight to Mr. Bull's balloon stand. After looking at all the wonderful colors, she picks a shiny red balloon. One shiny red balloon for Peppa Pig, says Mr. Bull with a friendly smile. Thank you, Mr. Bull, Peppa replies. I'll hold it very tight. She proudly walks around the fair with her beautiful red balloon, smiling from ear to ear. But suddenly, whoosh! A strong gust of wind blows through the fairground. Peppa's balloon slips from her hand and floats up into the sky. Oh no, my balloon! Cries Peppa. She runs after it, but the balloon drifts higher and higher, sailing over the stalls and toward the nearby woods. George looks worried. Balloon gone, he says sadly. Peppa starts to sniffle. It was my favorite balloon. Daddy Pig gives her a comforting hug. Don't worry, Peppa. We'll find it together. This is a job for a balloon rescue team. So, the pig family sets off on a little adventure. They follow the red dot in the sky deep into the forest. The sunlight sparkles through the leaves, and the air smells fresh and earthy. Along the path, they meet Mr. Fox, who is selling lovely picnic baskets. Hello, Peppa, says Mr. Fox. Are you looking for something? Yes, Mr. Fox, Peppa explains. My shiny red balloon flew away. Mr. Fox nods knowingly. Ah, I saw a red balloon floating toward the duck pond. They hurry to the pond and there it is. Peppa's red balloon is stuck in a tree branch, dangling just above the water. Oh dear, Peppa sighs. How will we ever get it down? Daddy Pig puffs out his chest. I am an expert at getting things out of trees. Maybe I can reach it. He stretches his arm out as far as he can but then... Splash! Daddy Pig slips and tumbles right into the pond. Everyone bursts out laughing. Even Daddy Pig giggles as the friendly ducks swim around him. Oh, Daddy Pig, laughs Mummy Pig. You're all wet. Shaking the water from his ears, Daddy Pig chuckles. Well, at least I caught the balloon. He holds it up triumphantly. Peppa hugs her balloon tightly once more. Thank you, Daddy. You're the best balloon rescuer ever. George claps his hands. Balloon safe. Back at the fair, everyone gathers for a well-deserved treat. Delicious ice cream. As she licks her strawberry cone, Peppa says, I learned something important today. Even if things go wrong, my family will always be there to help me. Everyone loves balloons, but Peppa Pig loves her family even more. And of course, no Peppa Pig Day is complete without a bit of fun in the mud. The story ends with Peppa, George, and all their friends laughing and jumping up and down in muddy puddles. What a wonderful adventure. It just goes to show that no matter what happens, having family and friends by your side makes everything better. Thank you for joining our story today. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like and subscribe for more fun stories. See you next time. One sunny morning, deep in the whispering woods, a gentle young deer named Daisy opened her eyes to a world full of color and sparkle. She stretched her long legs and blinked as beams of golden sunlight peeked through the trees. Today feels special, Daisy said softly, her eyes twinkling. I think I'll go on a little forest walk. As Daisy trotted along the soft mossy path, butterflies fluttered around her, their wings shimmering in every color of the rainbow. She stopped to sniff a patch of bluebells that rang with the tiniest ding-dong sound when the breeze blew. Good morning, Daisy, chirped a cheerful bluebird from a nearby branch. Good morning, little bird, Daisy replied with a smile. Isn't it a lovely day for exploring? The bluebird nodded and flew beside her as she wandered deeper into the forest. The air sparkled with tiny glowing specks of magic, like dust made of sunshine. Soon Daisy came to a crystal-clear stream, where fish swam like living jewels, red, gold, and silver. She dipped her hoof in and giggled as the cool water tickled her legs. The ripples glowed faintly, as if the water itself was enchanted. Suddenly, Daisy heard a soft humming sound. She followed it and found a patch of glowing mushrooms. Each one lit up in a different color: pink, green, and blue, like tiny forest lanterns. She twirled and danced around them, her laughter echoing through the trees. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with orange and pink, Daisy spotted something incredible: a giant tree with golden leaves that shimmered like stars. She approached it quietly and heard the gentle voice of the forest whisper, "Thank you, Daisy, for walking with kindness and joy. You've spread our light today." The tree's golden leaves rustled softly, and one gently floated down onto Daisy's hooves. It glowed warmly, filling her heart with peace and happiness. As she made her way home under the twinkling night sky, Daisy smiled. She knew that every time she walked through the forest, magic would always walk beside her. Thank you for joining Daisy on her magical walk. If you enjoyed this story, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more enchanting adventures. See you next time. In a peaceful little village, there lived a kind girl named Bella. She adored books, songs, and animals. Everyone loved her for her warm smile and her willingness to help. She lived with her father, a brilliant inventor of little toys and music boxes. They didn't have much, but their lives were filled with happiness. One evening, Bella's father set off to another town to sell his creations. On his way back, a fierce storm rolled in. The wind howled, and he soon found himself lost in the shadows of a dark forest. Just when he had lost all hope, he spotted a colossal castle hidden among the trees. The gates creaked open as if by magic, and a warm, inviting light spilled out. He stepped inside cautiously. It was a strange yet enchanting place. A table was set with warm food, a welcome sight for the cold and tired traveler. After he ate and rested, he noticed a stunning red rose blooming in the garden. Knowing how much Bella loved flowers, he plucked it for her. But in that instant, a terrifying roar echoed through the air. A huge beast appeared, towering and fearsome, with sharp claws and teeth. "You took my rose!" he growled. "For that, you must stay here forever." Bella's father pleaded for his freedom. The beast made a deal. He could leave, but only if someone returned to take his place. When Bella heard the story, she didn't waste a moment on tears. She hugged her father tightly and said, "Don't worry, Papa. I will go to the castle. I will save you." With a small bag packed, she journeyed into the forest. The beast, surprised by her bravery, opened the gates. "I will stay," Bella declared. "Let my father go." The beast agreed, and her father returned to the village. At first, Bella was terrified of the beast's monstrous appearance, but she soon discovered he wasn't mean. He spoke to her softly, gave her a beautiful room, and allowed her to wander the gardens freely. Day by day, Bella explored the enchanted castle. She found a magnificent library with thousands of books, a grand ballroom, and even talking furniture. Every night, the beast invited her to dinner. He was shy, sometimes even funny, and slowly, Bella found herself smiling and talking to him as a friend. One day, the beast showed her a special rose. "When the last petal falls," he explained, "I will remain a beast forever. Unless someone truly cares for me." Bella looked at him kindly and said, "You're not scary once you get to know you. You're kind." For the first time in years, the beast's heart felt a flicker of warmth. One night, using a magic mirror, Bella saw that her father had fallen ill. She missed him terribly, and tears streamed down her face. Seeing her sadness, the beast said, "You can go to him. I will miss you. But your happiness is what matters most." Bella hugged him. "Thank you, beast. You are a true friend." She hurried home to care for her father. But in her absence, the beast grew weak and desolate. The final rose petal was about to fall. Through the magic mirror, Bella saw the rose wilting and knew she had to go back. She rode through the pouring rain and found the beast lying in the garden, too weak to even speak. She held his paw, her tears falling onto it. "Please don't leave me," she cried. "You are my best friend. I love you for who you are." In that very moment, a brilliant light enveloped the castle. The rose glowed, and the beast was lifted into the air. The curse was broken. Before Bella's eyes, he transformed into a handsome prince. The castle lit up, the furniture cheered, and the prince smiled at her. "Your love and kindness broke the spell," he said softly. Bella and the prince danced in the grand ballroom, and the villagers came to celebrate their joy. The castle was alive with laughter and music. Bella's father beamed with pride for his brave daughter. The prince and Bella promised to rule their kingdom with the same kindness and love that had brought them together. And they all lived happily ever after. This story reminds us that true beauty shines from within, and that kindness and love have the power to change everything. Thank you so much for watching with us today. On a beautiful, warm summer day, a cheerful grasshopper was hopping and skipping through a lush green field. He had his little violin with him, and he spent his days singing and playing happy tunes. He was having the time of his life. Not too far from him, a very hard-working ant was busy. She was carrying heavy grains of food, one by one, all the way back to her tiny home. She didn't stop to rest, working from sunrise to sunset. Seeing the ant toiling away, the grasshopper couldn't help but laugh. He called out, "Hey, little ant! Why are you working so hard on such a lovely day? Come and join me. Let's sing and play together. The sun is shining and the weather is just perfect for fun." The ant paused for a moment, wiped her brow, and smiled kindly at the grasshopper. "I'm collecting food for winter," she explained. "These sunny days won't last forever, and I need to make sure I have enough to eat when the cold weather comes." But the grasshopper just chuckled again. "Winter? Oh, that's so far away. There's plenty of time for that. I'm going to enjoy the sunshine now and worry about work later." And so the summer days passed. The ant continued her hard work, her pantry growing fuller each day, while the grasshopper sang, danced, and relaxed without a care in the world. Before they knew it, the season began to change. The bright green leaves turned to gold and red, and then they started to fall from the trees. The air grew chilly, and the days became shorter. Winter had arrived. A thick blanket of white snow covered the fields, and there was no food to be found anywhere. The grasshopper was now cold, hungry, and shivering. He had no home and no food. Desperate, he remembered the hard-working ant. He trudged through the snow and knocked weakly on her door. "Dear ant," he pleaded, his voice trembling, "I'm so cold and hungry. I have nothing to eat. Can you please help me?" The ant opened her door and saw the poor, shivering grasshopper. She felt sorry for him and invited him inside her warm, cozy home. She shared her food with him, and as they sat together by the fire, the grasshopper sighed. "You were right," he said sadly. "I should have worked during the summer instead of just playing all the time." The ant nodded kindly. It is important to remember that there is a time to work and a time to play. When you work hard first, you can truly enjoy the rewards later. From that day on, the grasshopper learned his lesson. He promised himself that he would balance his time wisely. When the next summer came, he worked alongside the ant, gathering food. And when winter returned, he had his own cozy home and plenty of food to last. The moral of this story is simple but powerful. Work hard today so you can enjoy a better tomorrow. It's all about finding the right balance between fun and responsibility. Planning ahead is the key to staying safe and happy. Thank you so much for listening to our story today. If you enjoyed it. Once upon a time, in a sunny little town, lived a very curious boy named Tommy. Now, Tommy had a special hobby. He loved to collect marbles. He had big ones, small ones, super shiny ones, and marbles of every color you can imagine. He kept them all together in a big glass jar right on his windowsill. Every morning, the sunlight would stream in and make them sparkle like a collection of tiny, perfect rainbows. One bright and beautiful morning, while he was playing in the park, digging in the sandbox, Tommy's fingers brushed against something smooth and round. He dug a little deeper and found a strange marble, half buried in the sand. It wasn't like any marble he had ever seen before. It shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow. Deep blues, vibrant greens, shimmering golds. and soft pinks. It almost looked as if it were alive, pulsing with a gentle light. "Wow, you're the prettiest marble I've ever seen," he whispered, gently picking it up and brushing off the sand. As soon as Tommy held the special marble in his palm, it began to glow softly, getting warmer and brighter with each passing second. And then suddenly, whoosh! The world around him twisted and changed in a swirl of color. The trees in the park weren't green anymore. They sparkled with 1,000 tiny lights. The sky shimmered like a silk ribbon, and he realized he was no longer in the park at all. He found himself standing in a breathtaking, magical marble world. Everything, and I mean everything, rolled and spun. There were giant marble hills, flowing marble rivers, and even fluffy, rolling marble clouds floating in the sky. A friendly, tinkling voice called out from nearby. "Welcome, Tommy." He looked around and saw a floating, glowing, round little fairy. It was a talking marble fairy. "You found the marble of magic," she chirped. "It has the power to bring imagination to life, but its magic only works for those who truly believe." Tommy just laughed, filled with pure wonder and excitement. It was the most amazing thing he'd ever seen. Just then, a bouncy little marble friend rolled up right beside him. "Hi, I'm Marbo," he said, bouncing with energy. Together, Tommy and his new friend Marbo explored the incredible marble world. They raced down enormous, spiraling marble slides, bounced high over wobbly marble bridges, and twirled through sparkling loops that chimed with every pass. The whole world jingled and sang with happy marble music. It was a playground beyond his wildest dreams. But after a while, Tommy noticed something was wrong. The brilliant colors of the marble world were starting to fade. The music was growing quieter. "What's happening?" he asked Marbo, feeling a little worried. Marbo stopped bouncing and said softly, "The magic only lasts as long as you believe in the power of friendship and kindness. It needs to be shared to stay strong." Tommy thought for a moment. He thought about his best friend Mia. She loved marbles just as much as he did. A big smile spread across his face. "I know! I'll share the magic with her," he declared. The very instant he said those words, the entire marble world began to glow brighter than ever before. The colors returned, more vibrant and beautiful than he remembered. In a brilliant flash, whoosh! Tommy was back in the park, standing by the sandbox, holding the glowing marble in his hand. Just then, Mia ran over to him. "Tommy, where did you get that beautiful marble? It's glowing." Tommy smiled his biggest smile. "It's magic," he said. "Want to see?" He placed the warm, glowing marble into her hand, and together, they watched it shine like a tiny rainbow sun, casting beautiful colors all around them. From that day on, Tommy and Mia shared all of their marbles and all of their adventures, always remembering that true magic grows even stronger when it is shared with a friend. And somewhere, deep in the magical marble world, Marbo the marble fairy winked and whispered to the wind, "Keep believing." Thank you so much for watching our story today. See you next time. Welcome back, story lovers. It's a beautiful, bright, sunny morning here on Bird Island, and everything is just perfect. The birds are all enjoying a moment of peace. The ever-calm Matilda is leading a yoga class, helping everyone find their inner zen. Of course, you've got Chuck, who's a yellow blur zipping and racing all over the place. And then there's Red. For the first time in a long time, he's actually enjoying a quiet, peaceful moment all to himself. Ah, paradise. A loud boom sound effect. But wait, what was that? Suddenly, a loud boom echoes from the sky, shaking the entire island. A giant green airship zooms past, casting a shadow over our sunny paradise. And who's that laughing from above? It's none other than King Pig, with that familiar evil cackle, mimicking a piggy laugh. Oink, oink. He sneers. Those eggs will make the perfect royal breakfast. Before anyone can react, a giant mechanical claw drops from the airship, snatches the precious eggs right from their nest, and flies off toward Piggy Island. Red, his peaceful moment completely shattered, jumps to his feet. "Not again!" he yells, his eyes blazing. "Let's move, team." Chuck is already revved up and ready to go. I'm already on it. He shouts, then pauses, looking around confused. Wait, which way is Piggy Island again? Oh, Chuck. With a sigh and a determined look, Red loads the team into their giant slingshot. One by one, they soar through the fluffy clouds, a feathered squadron on a mission. Their landing? Not so graceful. They crash land right into a messy, muddy patch and find themselves instantly surrounded by snorting pig soldiers. Never one to wait, Chuck zooms ahead, kicking up a massive dust storm that blinds the pigs. But Bomb isn't so lucky. He gets stuck deep in the mud. Ooh, seriously? He grumbles. Next time, I'm booking a flight. The pig soldiers, recovering from the dust, spot them and give chase, squealing and oinking as they charge. But our birds are ready. Matilda, ever the resourceful one, starts tossing berries like they're little grenades. Splat! Splat! They burst in colorful, sticky explosions, stopping the pigs in their tracks. The team sneaks their way through a tricky maze of barrels and banana crates, tiptoeing past snoozing guards. Finally, they spot it, the piggy palace. And right in the center, in a golden cage, are their eggs. Peeking inside, they see King Pig, proudly wearing a ridiculous crown made of old eggshells. He's standing over a giant bowl, whisking away, preparing to make a massive omelette. A delicious royal breakfast all for me. He sings, completely lost in his culinary dreams. Red growls, his feathers ruffling with anger. Over my feathers! With a unified war cry, the birds burst into the palace. An epic mini-battle begins. Chuck zips around the room in a yellow streak, confusing the pig guards and making them dizzy. Matilda uses herself as a catapult, launching into the air and knocking over a line of guards like bowling pins. Then it's Bomb's turn. He rolls into the center of the room and... boom! He creates a huge smoky explosion. The force of the blast sends the golden cage flying through the air. It flips open, and the eggs roll out, landing safely and gently right into Red's outstretched wings. As for King Pig, he loses his balance and tumbles headfirst right into his own giant omelette bowl. He emerges, dripping with yolk and looking utterly defeated. I'll get you next time, birds. He shouts, shaking a fist. The birds return to Bird Island as heroes, the precious eggs held high. The entire island erupts in cheers. The eggs are placed back safely in their nest, snug and sound. Chuck stretches and smiles. Best workout ever, he declares. Bomb, still covered in a bit of soot, adds, and the best explosion. Red looks at his friends, a rare smirk on his face. Just another day being... angry birds. They all share a laugh as the sun begins to set, painting the sky in beautiful colors. But just as everything settles down, a tiny oink is heard from behind a nearby bush. A little piglet peeks out, its eyes wide with curiosity, hinting that another adventure is just around the corner. And that, my friends, just goes to show you that with teamwork and courage, you can overcome even the trickiest troubles. And sometimes, a little bit of anger can be channeled into something really, really good. Thanks so much for joining us on this amazing adventure. If you love this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel,